Ahoy, Let's Watchers! It's me, your valiant Captain Vasco. In the last episode... Oh, no, wait a minute. This is a new Let's Play. That's right, for anyone who's been living under a rock or found this through some means other than already watching my videos, welcome to VascoDaGamer's Let's Play of SpiderMan Shattered Dimensions. A game where you get to play as 4 different Spider-Mans, which includes 3 good Spider-Mans and SpiderMan Noir. But we'll get to that later. Welcome, and I hope you're excited, because I sure love me some Spider-Mans. The 3 I already mentioned. Not so much the 4th, but I'm gonna try and get as much of this game done as possible. I've already played through it once, so this is not a blind Let's Play, as Fable 3 was. But there are certain challenges that I don't really know how to complete, so I'm not gonna get like a 100% run, but I will get well, I'll get at least a 75% run for anyone paying attention to my screen. I will find a way. And, yeah, depending on the interest level in the comments and whatnot, I will, try and pursue particular challenges that I don't already know how to complete. And play them through to completion. Anyway, I've, wasted enough time. So, let's get on with SpiderMan Shattered Dimensions. What exactly is this game about, you ask? Well, let's get ourselves involved in a cutscene and find out. First, Lord in heaven. I'm gonna cheat a little bit because my screen is fairly dark, so like it says like you shouldn't be able to see this icon, or you should barely be able to see this icon. So I'm gonna nudge it up a little bit so I can see it a little bit. So let's say okay to that. Start the game. It asks you that mostly for the SpiderMan Noir levels, which are very dark. This may be one of the factors as why I don't particularly like them.
True believers, watch as once again frightening forces are at work in our world, ready to wreak havoc with our very existence. Who or what prowls the halls of Empire State University after dark? None other than the master of illusion himself, the menacing Mysterio.
The tablet of order and chaos. Selling you on the black market is gonna make me a mint.
Good, you can use a mint. Oof, I can smell your breath from here.
Spider-Man?
Wait, how would you eat a mint through that fishbowl? Nice! Don't get me wrong, your illusions are nifty and all, but if you ask me, they could use a little more kick.
Yeah, I'm not sure how a holographic snake was supposed to stop Spider-Man.
Stop it! Cease your incessant prattling!
But incessant is the best kind of prattling.
What's this?
Hey, Bubblehead, think fast!
Kind of impressive how little respect Spider-Man has for these ancient artifacts. I mean, I don't see how punching that tablet was supposed to help.
Okay. Can somebody tell me what's going on here?
Yes, they can!
You are needed.
Madam Webb? As if this night wasn't strange enough already.
The tablet of order and chaos is the most powerful of all the mystic artifacts in the world, and you shattered it.
Yeah, sorry about that. Guess they don't make tablets like they used to, huh?
The pieces are now fragmented across other dimensions. Dimensions that are strange reflections of our own. A past unlike ours. A present day out of sync. And a distant future which may or may not come to pass.
It's almost as if the shattered tablet shattered the dimensions.
Cartoon pig?
Focus. I require your help. Yours and the help of these 3 other Spider-Men. The heroes into whose realities the tablet fragments fell.
Whoa, slow down. Other realities? Other me's?
Yes, I have explained our dire situation to them. They will be your allies in this quest.
But I'm the most charming, right?
You must gather all the pieces of the tablet before they fall into the wrong hands, or our reality, as well as theirs, will be utterly destroyed.
Yeah, right. No pressure or anything.
Woo! Alright. So, I'll wait just one more minute. Well, not
Let's
an
get
entire...
started. These neighborhoods aren't gonna friendly themselves.
If you follow my instructions, I will assist you in finding a fragment now.
Who am I to refuse a lovely lady? Lead on, MW.
All right. You will need to reach that ledge to begin your quest.
Wait, this quest involves jumping?
Yeah, so, I tried to stay quiet through that cutscene for the most part, because it's pretty important for understanding what the hell's going on.
Keep your cloak on, M-dubs. That was just a warm-up.
And now, scale the wall with your unique adhesive abilities.
I believe the technical term is stickum powers.
And that's...
Yup, I'm crawling up a wall.
That's probably one of my favorite lines in the game, just because of how completely ridiculous it is, even for Spider-Man. Now I know in the cutscene we sort of established that Spider-Men is the plural.
Spider sense. Now, instead of just detecting danger, you have the added abilities of seeing through objects, locating enemies, and discerning structural weaknesses in your environment.
Cool.
Alright, so, for anyone who hasn't figured it out, we are currently on a tutorial level, which is why it has consisted so far of walking, and jumping, and, you know, walking vertically, sort of.
I will bestow it upon
to
the other
activate
Spider-Men
your
as well.
Spider Sense, which works a lot differently in this game than you may be used to Spider-Man's Spider Sense working, you press direction
Don't
pad
let
up.
weak structures or
And you can
other
do this for
obstacles
as long as
block
you
your
want.
path. Use your webbing to pull that wall down.
So yeah, the Spider Sense does not just trigger when
That's
something
called
crazy is about to happen.
breaking and